Welcome back, everyone. This month marks what would have been the 125th birthday of Paul Robeson.
Yeah, he was a legend around the globe, but he had a special connection right here to Philadelphia. And this week, the city is celebrating his sacrifice that for so long went unrecognized.
His baritone voice was like no other. Paul Leroy Robeson, known as the quintessential 20th century Renaissance man.
He was one of the greatest men that ever walked the face of the earth.
Vernoka Michael knew Paul Robeson as Uncle Paul, a giant of his time. But if you ask students today,
who do you think is the most famous person right now in this country? And they'll say Beyonce. And I'll say, okay, take those individuals and multiply them 3 or 4 times. That was the fame of Robeson.
Not only was he a world-renowned singer and actor and professional athlete, but Robeson, who was born in Princeton, New Jersey in 1898 to a former slave and his wife, was also a noted scholar, earning an academic scholarship to Rutgers University and graduating from Columbia Law School with honors. And he faced discrimination and resistance every step of his journey.
His teammates tried to kill him, literally. They took the football cleats, they tore off his fingernails, they broke a rib, they broke his nose.
Every venue in this country would have been penalized if they allowed him to sing.
That's because Robeson, who spoke more than 20 languages, became known around the globe as a political activist, speaking out about injustice, human rights, and civil rights.
And he spoke out very vocally about issues when it certainly wasn't popular to do so.
You could easily be killed.
His advocacy ended up with him blacklisted, with his passport revoked for almost a decade.
In those days, you did not talk about Uncle Paul outside the house because you were always surrounded by the FBI and the CIA. This is with Einstein. And they were great friends.
It was at this house on the 4900 block of Walnut Street in West Philadelphia where Robeson would move to in 1966, spending the last decade of his life.
So he would sit here, oftentimes, and just read his newspaper.
The home is now a museum and cultural center dedicated to Robeson.
If Uncle Paul was downstairs, fully dressed, of course, he always wore a suit, he would get up and bow to me. And I used to just, delighted that. That was the kind of person he was. I was determined that this house was not going to die.
And she, along with so many others, are making sure his legacy continues. In fact, on Friday, the block of Walnut Street where Paul Robeson lived will be renamed Paul Robeson Way. That resolution passing unanimously by Philadelphia's City Council.